Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Myself, Professor Amol Mane, BBA and BBIB Department, MIT Arts, Commerce and Science College, R&D Pune. I welcome you all for this national level workshop on how to write a research paper. Let me introduce our college first. MIT Arts and Science College was established in the year 2007 under the aegis of MIDE. Our college is affiliated to Pune University, Pune. We have been awarded with award by Savitribai Pune University for 3 consecutive years for our contribution. Our principal, professor, faculty members, and placement department of our college are also in receipt of various national and international awards. We have also been recognized at national level by various ranking agencies and organizations such as India Today MDR ranking, Times ranking, Knowledge Review, etc. Presently, we offer various UG and PG courses such as BBA, BBIB, BBCA, BCom, BBA, BSc Regular, BSc Computer Science, and MSc Computer Science. Today, we have organized a workshop on we, the faculty members, research departments, PhD scholars, are always involved and busy in the research work, research activities. We prepare various research papers and present them in various conferences. We also publish them in national and international journals. If we get more insights into this particular subject and if we get important research, we will be able to prepare more quality research papers, and these qualitative research papers will be published in various renowned national and international journals. So we decided to conduct this particular workshop on the topic how to write a quality research paper. For today's workshop, Dr. M.R. Patil sir has kindly consented to be the resource person. So I welcome you, sir, for the workshop. I also welcome various delegates who have joined this workshop from different parts of India. I welcome you all to this workshop. Thank you. First, to introduce our resource person, Dr. M.R. Patil sir. Mr. Akanksha Langi.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
As
morning.
we have heard that the topic for the day of the webinar is how to write quality research paper. And for the said subject, we have the right person under the MIT's webinar. The person here is Dr. M.R. Patil, who has an experience of 31 years and is a principal in Prabodhan Education Society, Vidya Prabodhani College of Commerce, Education, Computer and Management, Goa. Sir has also done funded projects, major projects from UGC New Delhi, from ICSSR Delhi, and IIBF Mumbai. Sir has published 45 papers in various renowned journals. Sir has also organized 20 national, international, and state level seminars. Sir has guided 6 PhD and 5 MPhil students so far now. Sir has also been invited by various colleges, universities across Goa, Maharashtra, and Karnataka states for more than 102 times. Sir is also giving his expertise in various universities so that similar people like us can get more and more information regarding writing a best research paper. The universities are uh, Pune University, Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth Pune, Shivaji University, Nagpur University, Rani Channamma University, and Dr. D.Y. Patil University. That's all with the introduction of the guest. Now I expect that we all are going to learn the best way to write a research paper. Thank you.
Uh, Very good morning to all of you, respected teachers from different parts of the country for this particular workshop. I welcome all of you for this workshop. I also take this opportunity to congratulate MIT College of Art, Science and Commerce, Pune for having initiated to organize this national workshop on how to write a research paper. As all we know, because of COVID-19 virus, we could not organize and meet personally. So online mode we have taken, and we are using that online mode to share our experiences and different areas. So today we are all going to share few things about how to write a quality research paper. No doubt we have been writing a research paper and we have been publishing a research paper in different journals for the last several years. But now we have been talking about in the recent past about the quality, deterioration in the quality of research, deterioration in the quality of education, and so on and so forth. So many things we have been discussing. Instead of going for so many other things, just we try to focus only on writing a research paper. Basically, we can just raise few questions. The questions are, what is a quality research paper? Because we have been talking, we need to define the quality as far as research paper is concerned. How do we measure quality of research paper? What are the determinants or standards of quality of research paper? What do we expect from quality research paper? So these are the questions I have just put across to all of you. So we need to think on all these questions. To understand the terminology of quality, as we know, quality speaks of a degree of excellence of something, or satisfying customers' expectations, or you can say something which is close to the reality, or something which meets intended purpose. So we all need to think about the what is the quality, and how we go about the quality research paper. Many times we write a research paper, okay, hurriedly, and send for publication because of the time shortage or because of lack of time with us. So I will take another example. Who is a great man? Who is a great man? A man who lives for himself or a man who lives for others? So we need to think. So when we write a research paper, the research paper is targeted to the readers, because writing a research paper to ourselves is one thing, writing a research paper for others is another thing. The very purpose of writing a research paper is sharing our experience, some knowledge in a particular discipline to the people across. That always we need to keep in mind. Many times we write a paper, for the sake of requirement of PhD submission, for the sake of requirement of promotion to higher position. So those are some purposes, but always we need to keep, when we write, the very idea behind writing a research paper is to share your experiences, share some new things, share some research output to the people. So it should reach to the people. So in this context, I have just worked out some of the determinants of a quality of a research paper. As you also have been witnessing from the slide, one determinant, there are so many because these are the subjective. Quality determinations are the subjective. For a different situation, different determinants will decide the quality. But here I have just put forward few things. One of the determinants I consider is one should enjoy reading of his or her own paper even after 8 to 10 years. Enjoy reading the paper. You see, even after 10 years, even after 5 years, if you remember, if you flashback, if you recollect your research paper, even if after 8 years or 10 years, if you read, one should enjoy, one should get satisfaction, one should feel about it. So that is the way we need to write. Once I say one should enjoy reading a research paper, you please see what kind of research paper it is. Okay, even after 10 years, it seems to be relevant. So that we have to see. Now, these days, we write a paper, even how many times we read thoroughly when we write a paper, or after sending our paper, after publishing a paper in a journal, how many times we read. So this hardly happens because of poor quality of writing a research paper for the sake of some purposes. So another thing I can say, paper writers' involvement in paper writing. This is the most important determinant to find out a quality research paper. Many times we write a paper for the sake of writing a paper or because of the pressure from a research guide to publish 3 papers within 3 months, or because of the pressure from promotion, or because to add to our profile number of research papers published, so on and so forth we consider. But always, to what extent, when I write a research paper, to what extent each one has to assess, to what extent what extent he or she is involved in that, totally dedicated to that research paper. Now, for example, during this lockdown, I have taken up 2-3 assignments of writing a paper, a research paper, total involvement. One paper I have thought of and I have written, that is doctoral thesis writing, essentials to enhance its usefulness. This is one paper is almost completing, but totally dedicated. I start my day in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4 to 7. I think and write that paper. But it may not be possible for everybody to spend like this. What I'm trying to share with you is that person's involvement. We should not just write a paper for the sake of writing a paper. Then either neither I enjoy myself nor anybody enjoys reading and gaining out of it, because a lot of information is available now on internet and website. People are not interested in information. People are interested in some innovative ideas, some innovative things, some creative contribution in the paper. Gone are the days we used to write a paper like that. But today, latest information, if you sit in front of the computer, you will get. Paper carrying mere information is of no use to anybody. Therefore, involvement of a paper writer is another important ingredient to consider research paper is a quality paper. Then I can say research paper should be readable by a large number of people, because writing a paper, publishing in a journal, and just placing in the library cupboard, and it is of no use. When we write a paper, people should read. Even laymen can read and understand what we have written, and they also try to transform that particular information. That is why reading, now you can imagine, we all write papers, how much percentage of our papers are being read by others and being used for some purpose. These are the questions we need to think. Therefore, we need not rush for writing a paper. Even in a year, 1 or 2 best paper, if we write, it is well and good. No need of adding to the profile. Therefore, readable by the people is also important. If you want other people to read, your paper should be very simple, and our paper should be very readable in a simple language, and it should contain some creative things, some innovative ideas, some research output in a simple way. Then people will read. So this is another criteria I consider as the one of the standards of a quality research paper. Take another one. Purpose of writing a paper should be achieved. Purpose of writing a paper should not be repeated in other way. Purpose of writing just to add CV. Purpose of writing just to fulfill the requirements of promotion. Purpose of writing, because we are writing a paper to intended target population. They should enjoy reading of this paper. That is another thing. Then reader should feel the presence of an author while reading the paper. What does it mean? Whenever any person takes my paper to read, he should visualize, he should remember who has written this paper. Because every line you should be seen in the paper. It means your creativity in there in the paper. and your innovative ideas are there in the paper. In every line anybody reads, he should remember the author and he should imagine the author's contribution to that paper. That paper we can say a kind of quality research paper. Then you see it should be well planned. Paper writing should not be done hurriedly. So most of the times what we do, we sit before the computer and within a day or 2 days we just make the paper ready. So that is of no use. Okay, paper should be self-written and it should be properly planned. What topic I am going to write, what is the relevance of that? Basically, the writer should have interest. The writer should have an urge. The writer should have involvement in that. So that is, these are things what I am sharing with you because it's very difficult in these days. So therefore, it should be well planned in advance, at least to write one paper, no, as my experience goes, 2 to 3 months consistently and continuously if we concentrate. Because writing a paper, self-writing, we can make a reference, but we cannot use our own write-up. And I am telling you my experience, I am enjoying as and when I read back my paper only because I have not taken anything from any source and the entire paper is self-written. That is the greatest satisfaction one should get. So well planning is another important determinant which speaks about the quality of a research paper. And it should be well connected. Connected in the sense what? Many times, we find research topic or title speaks one thing. Then if you go inside, the objectives are altogether different. Then hypothesis will speak something else. Then conclusions will go in a different way. It should not happen. If this happens, we have not focused on writing a research paper and we have not taken care. Okay, connected means all the title of the research paper, objectives what we have set, assumptions what we have formulated, methodology what we have adopted, output what we have brought, and suggestions what we have made. There should be a proper coordination among all these. Whenever while evaluating the PhD thesis, I come across many doctoral theses that when I go to conclusion chapter, I get something what I am reading because I could not find conclusion matching with the objectives are set. That is why connectivity is very important among all the things, right from title. Suppose it should not so happen. Suppose if you take a research topic for writing a paper, that is reading habits of, reading habits of reading habits of students in select high schools. Reading habits you are going to study. And there you have made an assumption that there is no significant difference there is no significant difference in the reading habits of male and female students. And you also formulated a hypothesis, there is no significant difference in reading habits between rural and urban students. These are the assumptions. So these assumptions should be assumptions, what we say in other words, hypothesis. These hypotheses should be reflected in the objectives. Objectives should not speak something else. In this particular topic, keeping this as a hypothesis, the objective of the study should be to study the reading habits of a student of a select high school. We should not take to study the writing habit. So it should not mismatch. So objective should be, assumptions should be reflected in the objective. Then objectives should be reflected in the findings. And findings should be reflected in the suggestion. Because, so this is the way connectivity needs to be taken care. Not only writing a research paper, any research we do, either doctoral research or MPhil, master research, MPhil or any dissertation, PhD writing research paper, in all the cases, we need to take care of this. So this is another what I feel. Then it should be well structured. Before writing a paper, you should decide the structure. What should be the structure of research paper? Very simple. What should be the structure of research paper? Whether how do you go about it? Or beginning of the title, or abstract, or keywords, or background, or significance. Okay, what in significance, what is to be done, where objective should be there, where methodology should be there. The structure is to be prepared in advance. It requires a time. As I mentioned earlier, 2 to 3 months. Beautifully one can write. And first and foremost, I request you, one should have an interest. One should have an urge. And don't rush only for the sake of writing a research paper. Many times what happens, even if we publish a poor paper in a good journal, what will happen? The reflection will be not on the journal, the reflection will be on the author. It will directly badly reflect on the author. People will see, people will see who has written this. Irrespective of the high standard journal, it is directly going to reflect on the author who has written the article. People will not share, but they always think, even if when we organize any workshop seminar, people hardly look at who is organizing. People will carefully look at who is conducting, who is the resource person, from whom we are going to listen. Therefore, my sincere request to everybody, whoever is in the academic field, please, good paper, even good paper with good content, even if you publish in a ISSN number or any ordinary journal, doesn't matter. People will read and gain. But poor paper, if it is published in the very good high standard journal, in that case, it is badly affects on the author. That is why we need to take care. It should be well structured. One more thing I have observed, it should be well explained. Paper should be well explained. Well explained means what? Paragraphs, there should be logical connectivity between the paragraphs. Simplicity should be seen in the paper. Many times what happens, when we take from other resources as it is and try to put in that and make as a paper, then it would be very difficult. The question of explaining doesn't arise, and people also will not read, and people will not be impressed by this kind of papers. But only these will go and add to the number. So therefore, well explanation, one should have a basic skills of art, writing, basic skills of writing, and another important skill, basic grammar. Basic grammar, one should have a basic grammar knowledge. Punctuations, okay, and make a simple sentence. When we copy from other resources, many times they are in a complex and compound sentences. People don't have a time these days. People don't have time. People are very wise today. Complex and compound sentences, very difficult to read and understand. If we start from this end, by the time we reach another end, so we miss somewhere in that. Therefore, please convert those complex and complex and compound sentences in a very simple sentences. Simple sentences, paragraphs, punctuations, basic grammar, okay, content, we need to take care in that. Well explained. Many times what happens, we we analyze the data, okay, with several analytical tools with the help of software, SPSS, Gretel, and many other software, and we don't understand, or we don't understand how to explain these values. And values sometimes keep as it is, or only in the throughout the paper we happen to see the values and statistical figures, but there is no explanation. Then what is the use of that paper, even if it is published in a very high standard journal? Ultimately, the purpose of writing a paper should reach the things to the people. If things are not reaching to the people, the purpose of writing a paper is defeated. So therefore, explanation is simple language. Don't make complicated. Sometimes title, we bring idioms and phrases and make so complicated. If the title only people won't understand, then the question of going inside will not arise. Therefore, simplicity is very important. Between the lines, we need to read and make a lot of revisions. For your sake, you do, not for others' sake, not for the sake of journal who is publishing, not for the sake of others. You are going to gain a lot in that. This is my experience. When I write a paper, I am telling you, even these days, almost 3 papers I am finalizing, but every paper has 1 or 2 files of my draft writing. I like my own writing. I don't like to take something else, but I refer, I read, I refer, but I make our own contribution in the paper. So I am telling you, there are 1 or 2 files of only draft writing. To make a fair, 3-4 times I write. And many times we go to the computer only. In computer only we can finalize. But it never happens on computer, on laptop. Because laptop, what happens, constraints will be there. You cannot sit and think, lot of time, taking a lot of time. Even correction also, when you sit alone, taking the draft, you can do a good correction. But when you sit on the laptop, correction may not so much things, better correction will happen. Therefore, revision, re-revision, rewriting is also very important. I am sure, respected colleagues, you may all feel what M.R. Patil sir is telling. If we go as per his, how much time we require, so on and so forth. This is the only way we can satisfy other people, we can satisfy ourselves. My request, only don't go for writing a paper for the sake of writing. So the well explained, explanation is very important. Any small thing we need to explain in a better way. Think twice. And throughout the paper, a lot of creativity, new ideas, your own things should be placed in the paper. Because as I said earlier, people are not interested in the information. People are more interested in author's ideas, innovative ideas. What are the innovative ideas author has floated in the research paper? So in a similar line, we can also think innovative ideas and share with the people. This is the whole idea. Just transforming information, people are not interested in that. So paper writing also takes some information, but I always prefer your idea should be floated. As I said, when a person starts reading your paper or my paper, he should always remember, visualize the presence of author in the paper. The reason is that that kind of quality, creative things the author has included in the paper. That is what is, it should be well explained. Many times we can't, simplify and we live like that. And another thing, no need to use idioms and phrases and complicated words which people won't understand. Because your write-up should reach to the common man. Layman also should understand. That is what is art of writing. Otherwise, what will happen? We just write with big things, then they will publish and then we'll come to library and then we'll go for binding of old issues and nobody will read them. So this is another thing what I would like to share with you. And one more, writers should keep in mind expectations of the readers. Expectations of the readers, always. So these are some of the determinants what I feel as far as quality of research paper. You also please in a similar line think, because this PPT tomorrow after listening to this lecture, tomorrow many of you can prepare a better PPT on how to write a quality research paper. It is a dynamic situation. Continuously improvement. Creativity is what? Nothing but continuous improvement in doing a particular thing. So that is more important. I am sure 100%. Okay, you can bring a better paper. You can bring a better paper in this. Okay, if we start tomorrow doing something. These are the things. Even I just would like to cite another example. When you come to the education, okay, quality of education. Okay, just I'm taking you to different direction. Quality of education. How do we define a quality of education? Is 100% result quality of education? Is scoring 100 out of 100 quality of education? Is revision and re-revision and or is an excellent infrastructure is a quality of education? What I see quality of education is one where a candidate or student acquires knowledge and skill which can help him to deal day-to-day challenges and problems in life. This is what is the quality of education. Similar way you can define the quality of research paper. Now I would like to move to the next slide. As all you can see, issues in paper writing and publishing, as already I have spoken about these things. There are many things we come across. Instant writing a paper. This is another we have been experiencing in the latter days. Instant writing, it is just not possible. Instant writing up a paper, many times, many of us organize seminars, workshops, and we receive invitations. Please send a paper. It will be published in the UGC listed journal. Time is not there within 2 days. Oh, UGC listed journal, absolutely no problem. We go to the computer, internet, and laptop, and within 2 days prepare a paper and send to the organizers, and automatically it will come in the UGC listed journal. I am not interested in UGC listed journal. I am more interested in the quality and content and contribution of the research paper. So compilation and dissemination. Most of the times there are certain papers we do, okay, just we copy and paste and arrange, and that also will take as a paper. And internet and website based papers. We need not take pen and paper. Okay, we need not take pen and paper. Only on laptop, only paper will be ready. Okay, no doubt technology has provided us the facilities. Okay, still I can appreciate pen and paper, these are the traditional things. We cannot, ignore, and we cannot discount the value of this pen and paper. Pen and paper is the most, accepted and still relevant. We should use. Internet is there, computer is there, facilities are there. No doubt, absolutely, a lot of efficiency is increased, lots of skills are increased, but still old traditional things we should not forget. Absence of application and involvement in paper writing. Many times, we write a paper. Take, for example, authors, 2 to 3 authors, we write a paper. Nobody knows what is paper, what we have written, but they just compile and prepare a paper. So application of mind and involvement of a writer. These are very important. When you involve in writing a paper, then that makes you to think, rethink, and that floats new ideas and generate new ideas, transform those ideas into realities and bring in the paper. That is why I am emphasizing involvement of a writer is very essential, and application of mind is very essential. Whatever we write, sometimes things are get published, but that you please don't go by that. So many times electronic transfer from internet source to paper and paper source to, so what I am saying, on the computer only, on the laptop only paper is ready. They are only corrected, they are only sent. Even suppose I am a publisher, I have a journal, what I do, I will transfer from the computer only to the publication. So hardly in the process, people go through the paper and see what is the content, what is the worth. So it is our all, responsibility. We need to take care of this so that we can bring an improvement in the quality of this research as well as even in this education. Some papers, sometimes we do some papers with a different direction for a different journal. One paper is published in one journal. There is a possibility to publish in another journal. I take the same paper, lightly change the title, slightly change here and there, and send to that. One more paper has become. So these are the some of the practices that we happen to see in academic writings. So now next slide speaks about two words: quality research paper. Whatever I am sharing with you, this is exclusively my own experience. I have not seen any slide or any PPT on any Google or any YouTube or taken a PPT, nothing. These are all I placed on the PPT of my own experiences. So towards quality research paper, what we need to do to head towards the quality? Okay, simple. First thing, reading previous published research papers. Okay, most of the times what happens, when we don't know how to write, we do not have how to go about the writing a research paper. But I want quick result. I don't want to wait. So unless I read, reading is very important. Even reading, learning is unending process. And I am always remembering whatever degrees we have acquired, those are degrees. Suppose I am a MCom, Master in Commerce. Am I Master in Commerce? It is just not possible. That is a degree or, salutation given, MCom. But mastery, it is very difficult. So those are the degrees. If I stop reading or writing, as I have become, I have got 3-4 master degrees. It is not like that. Learning is a continuous process. Everyone has to learn. You take any field, for example, medical science you take, continuously they read. Even 80, at the age of 75, 80, they read. Legal profession you take, they read. Teaching also, teachers, students, we are continuous readers, learners. Therefore, suppose if idea of writing a research paper comes to my mind, the first thing at least, suddenly comes, sir, I want to write a paper and only 3 days are there. You please guide me. How I can get to write a paper unless you involve in that? So therefore, what is more important? Take time, be cool, take time. Just go to library, go anywhere. Okay, just try to read some of the good papers from the good journal. How they have written. Okay, what topics they have written, what objectives they have set, what methodology they have employed, what findings they have arrived, what is the writing style they have written. So some ideas you will get. Reading is very important. Don't go for writing a paper without thorough knowledge how to write a paper. Okay, first we start reading. Three papers, 4 papers. Reading is not only reading abstract. Thoroughly, right from the beginning till the end, one should read thoroughly line by line. He will gain knowledge also, and you will understand writing a research paper also. That will help you to be resourceful person in the classroom also. So reading previous publishers paper, this is another, this is one thing we need to do if we want to go for a good research paper. Then selection of topic, problem for writing a paper. Selection of topic for a problem. So on what topic, on what problem I would like to write a research paper. Don't search anything as such. We need to think on it. What paper I can write? What are the topics? Many times, there are so many topics, so many issues you will come across. But choose one of the useful, relevant topics. Suppose if I take a topic, okay, financial performance of Life Insurance Corporation of India. If I take financial performance State Bank of India. If I take marketing strategies of, select fast moving consumer goods companies. So these topics, in what way they are going to, because when I take the topic, financial performance of Life Insurance Corporation of India, as all we know, Life Insurance Corporation of India is doing so well. who will take the, our output or useful things? LIC will not come and, see that. Bank will not, they are doing well. And when you take marketing strategies of select consumer goods companies, marketing strategies, am I going to write? Marketing strategies, are they going to share? If I write on marketing strategies, I have to depend only on the book written by Dr. Philip Kotler, Marketing Management, their marketing strategies, conceptual paper, it becomes what is the use of that? So this type of topics we need to avoid. Choose a topic which are relevant to the society, which can bring some change to the society. Take a topic like this, for example, awareness and participation of students in competitive examination. Are we not thinking a relevant topic? Awareness and participation of our students in a competitive examination. Take another topic, student, okay, uh, passed out student progression. Passed out student progression in a particular college. You will come to know where our students are placed, what our students are doing. And if you take a topic like parents' participation in children's studies, parents' participation in children's studies, is it not going to help? These are the issues, which will provide some base for some guidelines. And take the topic, what is the socio-economic status of maid servants, where they stand. Take the topic of students dropouts in schools and their present socio-economic status. Students dropouts in select schools and their present socio-economic status, where they are after dropping from the college, what are they doing? What is their position? These will help to the society to some extent, to improve or to bring an improvement in the society. This is what is required. And take another uh, topic like that, socio-economic status of migrant labor. During this COVID-19 virus, we happen to see the life situation of all laborers across the country. So while choosing the topic, you need to give attention to what extent this topic is relevant. So don't only, sometimes data is available, okay, go by whatever data is available, take that particular topic only. It is not like that. Relevant topic we have to choose. So then feasibility and viability of research topic. Feasibility and viability of research topic. So here, as already we know the concept of feasibility and viability of the topic what we are choosing. Here, feasibility speaks of workable and practicable. Workable and practicable. Sometimes without having an idea, okay, without analyzing, we choose any topic, we land in problem, and we stop writing the research paper. Suppose if we choose a topic of for writing a paper, okay, working of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country. See, topic seems to be relevant, no doubt. Small scale industries are playing a major role. And I have taken a topic, working of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country. Is it feasible? We cannot. So when we take a topic, it should be as small as possible. And study should be as in-depth as possible. Small you take. No need of taking to show that all India level I am studying. No need. You study taluka level. Study thoroughly. Study thoroughly. Bring some innovative output. Instead of that, if I take all over India, how I can study all over India? Time constraint is there, movement constraint is there, and we land in an ocean. There is nothing coming out. So this is one feasibility. We have to see the topic. My advice to all the my colleagues is take a small topic. Don't feel small. Sometimes we feel, for PhD, why this very small topic? It is not like that. Small or big, no. Whatever topic, the research scholar makes a difference for that topic. So feasibility is one aspect. Then viability of research topic. Many times of viability, we have to see the availability of data. Suppose I give an example. We would like to study alcohol consumption, and its impact, okay, bad or good, and its impact on beneficiary. How you feel this topic? Very good topic, very relevant, okay, very viable. Okay, in a particular district, or you take in a particular taluka, you take. What I'm repeating again, alcohol consumption and its impact on beneficiary. But now what limitations we come across in this case? Getting the data. Your study is based on the respondents. A target group is alcohol consumable, alcohol, taking people is the target group. Are they going to share information with us? Are they going to say, I am consuming alcohol? They are not going to say. Topics looks good, but availability of data, even if you prepare a questionnaire and distribute among the people and they reply, but it is a false information we will get. And with that false information, we process to SPSS and get a result and then explain, then the entire process will fail. So processing data also depends what kind of data we have collected. What is the authenticity of data? What is the reality of that issue? So SPSS package doesn't know all these things. SPSS package know only thing once we put inside, then it gives a result, whatever we put. So research scholar is supposed to know all this. So therefore, in this direction, we need to take care. So take another example. Cyber crimes and its impact on profitability of banks. Good topic. There are several cyber crimes we come across, but profit is being affected also of the banks. But are we going to get a data on this? Very difficult. If I go to bank manager asking that, sir, how many cyber crimes that have taken place and money is gone, he gets surprised, shocked. Sir, I am learning from you how we can say our bank is. So this is the kind of situation. Therefore, while choosing the topic, you have to see visibility, and this is a broader spectrum I am giving. Because so many things, is it possible to write one paper? So yes, you take no. You will enjoy that writing, and you will learn. Once you learn thoroughly, you will share thoroughly to other people. If I myself do not learn thoroughly, then I also will not convey thoroughly to the others. This is what is going to happen. Suppose if I become a doctorate PhD holder, I should be in a position to guide some people in PhD. It should not end in itself becoming a doctorate. So therefore, viability of research is another most important factor we need to consider when we going towards improvement the quality of research paper. One more topic, one more item, researchable maturity of a topic. What do you mean by researchable maturity? Sometimes no topic just emerge, issue just emerge. So many times we happen to think, why can't I take this so current topic? But maturity won't be there in the topic. You cannot carry the research. For that, I was just citing earlier an example. COVID-19 virus and its impact on agriculture. If I take to write a paper at this moment, it is immature at this level. Topic is not advanced. I can get only opinion. This has happened, that has happened, something like that. But concrete things on this to write a paper, I will not get. Therefore, I have to wait some time. So topic should advance. Okay, that impact should be experienced. That impact should be seen. Then one can think, okay, that particular topic. This is what speaks of researchable maturity of a topic. Also one component we need to take to improve the quality of a research paper. Then framing a title for the research paper. Framing of title. Okay, title framing is very important. And title framing is what would be the title of even workshops, seminars, wherever you would like to name title. That is a skill. Something else we cannot. Therefore, title framing we need to take framing up title should be very precise. Title should be very simple. Title should be very specific. And more importantly, title should be very catchy. So for that, you need a special skill, you need a time, you need a patience, you need a thinking ability, refine, then you will get a good time. It's an art, no doubt about it. So these things, many times what happens, by reading a title, hardly we understand the content. And you also find many times big title, 3-4 lines title. Make it simple, no? Make it simple. To make it simple, you require skill, you require patience, you require time. That we should have. Make it simple, more attractive. Sadi as a simple as a topic. Topic should be very simple. Every layman or ordinary person can read your things and understand. Then it would be useful. This is another important this thing, and many times we come across when in the title, no, location of the study only is not seen. For example, refresher courses and its impact on beneficiary. Refresher courses and and their impacts on beneficiaries. Title. Is it a proper title? Beneficiaries, who are the beneficiaries? Where are the refresher courses? Another example you take faculty development program and their impact on faculty members. Faculty development program and their impact on faculty members. Who are the faculty members? To which institution they belong? Which is the location you are taking topic? Which are the FDP program? So clarity should be there. Title, when you frame, clarity should be there. All factors you need to take into account. So this is another framing up title for the research paper. Then researchable objectives. You say when we prepare research objectives, most of the times, one thing we come across, research objectives, n number of objectives we write. Like merits and demerits when we write in the examination. Like that objective also we write in a list saying that 15, 20 objectives is a good paper. It's not like that. One objective is enough, but it should be a proper and researchable objective. 2 objectives are enough. Nobody, I don't say that, your objectives should be 10 and all 10 objectives will bring nothing. That should not happen. And researchable objectives. Many times, take an example of the topic, okay, assessment of quality of higher education in the state of Goa. Okay, experience, field experience from the different stakeholders. Field experience from the different stakeholders. Then one objective we keep, to study the global scenario of higher education. To study the global scenario of higher education. See, what is the topic? Why global scenario you would like to study? Why global scenario comes in the objective? To study the global scenario of higher education is one objective. Second objective, to study the higher education scenario in India and its different objectives. So actually, assessment is your purpose. How you are going to assess? Your target group is different stakeholders. Questionnaire you have to prepare this. So these first two objectives, what I just mentioned, these are non-researchable objectives. Out of this, we will not come across any research, and that is why the whole entire research is becoming poor. Everywhere this kind of things we come across, you observe. Even if you go back to your doctoral thesis, you go back to your research paper, you just observe. These are the things invariably we come across. So objective is very specific and thorough objectives. Researchable objectives we need to keep, not non-researchable. Sometimes we keep the objective for any topic to study the literature review in the select problem, to study the literature review, or another objective to make necessary suggestions is also an objective. So any objective you set, that objective should lead to some output, should lead to some research output from the field. So therefore, please, think about while setting objectives, my request to all my colleagues is no need of putting n number of objects. Many times I happen to see in a research thesis when I was evaluating around 15-20 research objectives. If we screen all 20, even we will not get 2 to 3 objectives. So just points given. I am not blaming anybody, because if I do not know, because I'm innocent. The research scholars and students need to be properly guided. So these are and basically interest is required, as I said. So researchable objectives is another component we need to take care. Then linking assumptions to objectives, as I said earlier. Okay, whatever assumptions we make, the research process begins with research questions. The research process begins with research questions. The research questions for that research problem. Research problem, research questions. The research questions will lead to research assumptions. Research assumptions will lead to research objectives. This is the process. And when there is a research problem, research problem, research questions, research assumptions, research objectives, all should be connected. Okay, all should be connected. So research assumptions should be reflected in research objectives. Research questions should be reflected in research assumptions. Research problems should be reflected in research questions. So this is the beauty of carrying out the research. Very simple. Research is not complicated. Very, very, very simple. Only we need to understand things properly. So this is well-defined methodology. As all we know, methodology well-defined. See, regarding methodology, when we come, okay, we write heading. We write sometime data and methodology. We write heading. Okay, nicely bold letter. But heading of writing a data and methodology is not important. What am I going to include in that research and methodology is more important. Research methodology, because see, the research is the process, two things are done. Research is the process, two things are done. One is setting research objectives. Another one is identifying the best ways and means to achieve the objective. Very simple research. Research is a process. Two things we are going to do. One is in that process, setting research objectives, and then identifying the best ways and means to achieve the set research objective. The best ways and means are the methodology. Best ways and means, what you are saying, those are research methodology. Or you can say those are research methods. Very simple, beautiful, very interesting research. Simple it is, no complication. So these two things. In the methodology, all those. Another important thing, methodology is a broader terminology. Methodology is a broader terminology. If you see, there are two terms, methods and methodology. Which is broader, which is smaller? Methodology includes methods. But methods do not necessarily include methodology. The methodology emphasizes research scholar, paper writer needs to justify each and everything he is using in the research. That is what is methodology. And all other methods we are using. So methodology, clearly defined methodology should be given. Only we write study is based on secondary and primary data. What methods, different methods we are using? How topic is selected? What is my sample size? How sample size is drawn? What sampling method is used to draw the sample size from the target group? What data collection instrument I am using? What respondent contact method I am using? What analytical tools am I using? More importantly, location of the study needs to be clearly defined. Where I am taking, am I taking in one district of Goa state? Am I taking the study in Sangli district? Am I taking the study in Kolhapur district? So these things should be properly defined. Methodology, people should clearly understand. Beautiful. No need of running into pages. Simple way, in a small manner, you write. So that is a well-defined methodology. One thing. Then useful research output. Useful research output. Finally, whatever research, I am not saying n number of research output. Only one item, one component of research output, one particular thing we could do through the research, that itself is a big reason, rather than running into so many things and ending up for nothing. So research output, we have to concentrate. Triangular research, good research output will be brought. Another thing. Then writing an abstract, practical suggestions. See, practical suggestions. What is practical suggestion? Suggestions we give. And another thing in research, in thesis or papers, we happen to give n number of suggestions. But no need of giving n number of suggestions also. Whatever suggestions I make, because I am giving suggestion not as a third person. I am giving suggestion as a research scholar, and I have carried a research. I have full authority on that, thorough knowledge on that, give a suggestion. For example, public road transport is there. Say, for example, Kadamba Transport Corporation or Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation. Suppose anybody takes a study for that and make a suggestion. One suggestion he gives, the Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation, suggestion it is, need to initiate necessary steps to improve the profitability. See, profitability we are lacking or slowdowning, they know very well. This suggestion is of no use. Or another suggestion we are giving, government of Maharashtra should initiate necessary measures to overcome the prevailing problems. We have studied a particular scheme. Okay, employment generation scheme we have studied. Free distribution of ration scheme we have studied, and giving suggestion. The steps, government should take necessary steps. So research scholar strength is what? You please give a fruitful suggestion. They don't want us. Everybody knows scheme is not doing well. Transport corporation is not doing well. They don't want the suggestion like this. They want, if at all I'm giving, what steps the transport corporation has to take. Define the steps, define the roadmap, define the model, define the blueprint, and give to them. They appreciate, they like it. You see all the research work wherever suggestions are like this only. One has to initiate the steps. This is happening. Steps should. What steps should be taken? You please tell. No, because we are the research scholars. I have studied. So that is why practical suggestions. Always we need to keep in mind. Suggestions should be fruitful, worthy, practical. Simply we should not give a suggestion. Initiate necessary steps. For example, we studied a bank. Lot of NPA you find. Lot of bad debt you find. There is no loan recovery. Bank has to take measures to bring down its NPA. They know, bank knows very well they are running NPA. They don't want suggestion of like this. So instead of that, because creative thing, they have done already, they have made ample of effort to reduce the NPA. Then still they are sitting. But out of your research, out of our creative thinking, are we going to, suggest a kind of methodology or a model with which a bank can initiate and do something? They are more interested in that, not interested in necessary measures and steps. Therefore, when we make a suggestion, give only 2 suggestions. I don't want 15 to 20 suggestions to fill up the gap. No. Give 2 suggestions, 3 suggestions, give fruitful suggestions. Give your own suggestion. And also you take a proper care. Suggestions should be based on your output. What problems you come across as a result of study? How to overcome those problems? There your suggestions are requested. Your suggestions are needed. Sometimes we give a suggestion out of this thing, not connected at all. Sometimes World Bank gives one suggestion about the banking improvement. Hey, World Bank suggestion, please. We will include World Bank suggestion. RBI has given one suggestion, we will include RBI suggestion. We are not interested in RBI suggestion or World Bank suggestion. We are interested in your suggestion. What suggestion you are going to give? What is your creative thinking for the bank? So you please, these are the practical suggestions. Then next, writing an abstract for the paper. Abstract writing, some paper. Abstract is very important, no doubt. Why is important writing an abstract? Abstract is nothing but gist of the entire paper. Sometimes we say executive summary in case of project reports. Gist of the entire paper. Abstract writing is equally important skill because half para abstract should represent the entire paper. Entire paper. That needs a skill. Again, that needs a time. See, in one paper, you learn so many things, provided you really write a paper. And many times, see, my biodata tells 120 papers. Still, I don't know how to properly write a paper. So that we need not focus. We focus 2 papers, enough, no problem. So abstract writing should speak the entire this thing. It is a skill. Many times what we do, we will read abstract, we think abstract, okay, abstract, right, better. I will advise one advice. Take a first paragraph of the introduction, one paragraph of the introduction, and put as an abstract. And sometime take conclusion. If it is a proper conclusion, then it may serve the purpose of abstract. It all depends. If conclusion is properly written, then that may be. But what abstract while writing, you need to go through the entire paper. And you have to think what needs to be covered in abstract. What key things, major things of research to be highlighted from the abstract. That we have to think and write an abstract. Abstract writing. Then conclusion should match with the objectives. You see, as I said earlier, whatever objectives, okay, suppose I have taken the objective of, studying socio-economic status of migrant labor, okay, socio-economic status of migrant labor, and whatever conclusions I write, conclusions should match with them. Conclusion should not be something else different. Many times it may so happen in conclusion chapter we write introduction. Again we repeat objective also. Then it dilutes, no. Conclusion is conclusion. Concrete. 1 page or 2 pages, no doubt about it. Why again we are going back to introduce the topic in the conclusion chapter? Then once the reader starts reading the introduction, then he will close and go away. Because he is more interested in your findings, not again the importance of the study, objectives of the study, introduction of the study, in conclusion. Conclusion, please, you focus only bring concrete conclusion. And they should match the objective. It should not so happen, objective I said one and conclusion speaks something else, importance or something. Many times it happens. Reason for this is we are not applying our mind. We don't have time enough to see all these things. So this is another most important thing we need to take. And last but not the least, there are so many. These are I thought and just brought on the PPT. I have not taken from any PPT or anything. I just sit and write. So last one is good patience. Good patience. As all you do agree with me. Okay, good patience. Patience is very important. Okay, and in the research process, if you're really doing research, people certainly acquire the skill of patience. Many times we say one should have a patience. Patience will not come like that by reading. Patience will be developed by experience. Okay, so in this process, if you go good patience, you have good patience, good devotion, you can bring a good paper. Whether people will appreciate or do not appreciate, that is immaterial. Whether it is published in a good journal or poor journal is immaterial. What is material is that good quality work that you have to publish. That requires a good patience. So based on this, you can also make another slide of quality research or the requirement for quality research paper. Just I have written all these things, and then I would like to share with you different types of papers.